stay safe. Right now, today, I'm gonna be talking about 3 documentaries that I don't know if it impacts or something important about, but I need to point them out. In my point of opinion, y'all guys know I do like talking about my opinions about these special topics or these special occasions. Um, these 3 documentaries are not about, I think, for older people or more for my age, 20, from 15 to 21, 22, because it's more of a teenage thing. I'll be talking about Lil Peeps, everything, everybody's everything, Juice WRLD's Into the Abyss, and XXX Tentacion, Look at Me. I would have loved to include Pop Smoke, King of New York. This would be a big ass title, but I don't think they got a lot of thinking about doing it. They do. I think I'm gonna talk about it too. But right now. We're gonna talk about 3. I'm gonna rate them from worst to best. So it's gonna be a shocker right now for worst documentary, and I'm a big 3 9s. I'm a big Juice WRLD fan, so it's a big shocker for me, to rate Juice WRLD as the worst documentary. Juice WRLD, I think his documentary was not that big. It was not that impactful for me. That's in my opinion. They could have done better. They could have got a lot better footage. They could have just talked a little bit more about his youth, like how he went growing up, how he went getting into this like type of rap shit. Like they could have got better interviews to just talk about his life going into this rap game, how he just came from, they talked about his success and how he could not manage to stay alive, if that's a real thing. They just talked about, he came in with All Girls Are the Same, with Lucid Dreams, and how he came up and got bigger and bigger, and just how bigger he came, he just wanted more drugs about it. It's great because it's great in the senses, it's great in the senses that because, Into the Abyss, you're getting deeper and deeper into the abyss, but I think he should talk about when he was younger, when he was a kid, when he was a baby, like when did he start giving these drugs abuse? They said something about, he said, because they used everything about him, when he was 12 years old, giving pills, when he was in 5th grade, but I think they should have gone deeper, a little bit more knowledge, a little bit more understanding about how he went evolving from a teenager to get to this rap game. They didn't even show. They just used little parts of him talking to his group about how I get to this fame, how I got to this. They didn't use real people. They should have used the dude that produced it for 2 hours. Can we use you? It's so simple getting now these days in contact with people and just ask, yo, you want to come in Juice documentary? They could have used better resources, not just do what they did, sorry, and talked about, he got deeper and deeper in drugs. He just killed himself. Wow, that is not something very memorable. It's a real thing. It's the real deal. But I think what we would have loved to see right now, me as a Juice fan, seeing how he evolved from a poor dude, coming from stealing, swiping, and scamming cars, to go for 2 hours on a studio and do his magic, just like shit, man. This is real. This is happening. Wow. like inspirational, not just like, yo, this is sad, he just killed himself. The Chicago PD just let him die in the airport. Let him die in the airport. That's just not, that's not a big name for a real legend like Juice WRLD is, you see? I think this shit is fucking fire. I love this so much. Legends never die. 999. See? 999. I'm gonna do the fucking GB and GR, the Goodbye and Get Riddance car right here, you know? Because I'm a big fan of this shit, you know? That album saved I would say my drug abuse. Because I did had a drug use at that time too, so it was kind of scammy. It was kind of slight, you know, kind of little depression right here and there, like why this, why that, you know, it just hit me so hard. But Goodbye and Get Riddance just hit me right there and said, you know what, it's an evolution. It's all part of a process, so we can get out. But yeah, this is the worst. I think the worst documentary about them three. It's just there's not a lot of talk about. There's not a lot of, you know, past information. It's good, you know. It's not, but we needed that, like how he went from this to that, and how, you know, he evolved. What happened through those days? You know, what happened? Why nobody paid attention? You know, it's a difference about his art, from his artistry, from his persona, to an artist. I think there's something missing. There's a little bit more flavor to the documentary. Just not like, okay, he was famous. We started when he did the lucid dream shit from Death Race, and now he's dead. There's still misinformation about it that they don't want to talk about. Well, what else can we do about that? You know, we're not the director, we're not the producers, we're not his managing team. We're just people that know what is wrong and what is right. I will say second, you know, going to that middle average is Lil Peep's everybody's everything. You know, it was not that great, but they did touch, you know, when he was little, how he came up, his drug abuse, his first tats, you know, like little details, like what happened with Schema Boys, with Dot Boy Click, what happened when he was starting to go to that model, that role model, you know, that commercial Lil Peep, not the SoundCloud Lil Peep. It's great. It put a lot of people, you know, like we were with him, like with this, that, like, you know, little parts of him. I did love his grandpa though. I did love his grandpa. How he was a narrator. You know, I love that part. You know, it just came in like a deep, like, you know, when you know your gramps love you so much, you have that relationship with your gramps, and you know, it's some flavor to it. You know, that's a flavor that Juice WRLD missed. Somebody, you know, giving that extra point, not getting footage that everybody, you know, knows in some unreleased music. That's not that big a deal, you know. Unreleased music, everybody goes in, you know, hacks a little iCloud, and has the music sell out. You know, that's not a big deal. But I think Lil Peep's documentary just, you know, showed how well he was, how caring about other people, around his circle, around his, you know, little circle, little label, if you say, a little group. Not mafia, because it was not a mafia, it was just a little, like, you know, like your little bros, you know. It would have been better if they released the truth about his manager, because I think his manager was just too sloppy. Chase Ortega was a sloppy little dude. It was a sloppy dude. Right now, I'm gonna say right here, he was a sloppy dude. He was a misinformed dude. Um, and what happened was, I think his time of death is still unclear. You know, I think it was a lot. It was a lot of pressure of, I need to. This is my last show. From here on out, Gospel Click, and I cannot be Gospel Click. I cannot be Gospel Click anymore. So it is a little bit. It's a little bit crazy how this dude just. I don't know. I think even his team did not even care about how he was feeling. Imagine you being the artist and you having like 20 friends in your home, and you cannot even sleep in your bed because they want to sleep in your bed because you're too good about a friend, and you be crying on the fucking floor, silently, because you don't know what to do at that point. Like, nobody wants to. When you see all his friends, they were all like pigs. I'm gonna be real. They were all like pigs. You see them and you see what a crazy. They all look like people, like homeless people. He was the one. He was the star. Really, he was the star. Yes, he was. But they all look like homeless people. What a star is doing with homeless people. That is taking your right, your intelligence, your future out of your eyes, and just sucking all that energy. Your energy is just sucked out of your soul, because these homeless people, you're just taking your life away. And that is crazy though. I do understand why Cheese Ortega was like that. But bro, he did not need a father figure. He needed a manager. He needed somebody saying, you know what? I'll be real, you are the star, but they are taking your energy, See how this guy lives, see how that guy lives. When you are this star in the spotlight, when you are in the spotlight, you cannot live like that. Not be like, oh, I don't want to shoot with them. They don't know you. I know you. Bro, you're not his father. In the documentary right there, his mom says he didn't want a father figure. That's why his grandpa, it wasn't a father figure. It was just bad management too, bad friendship, bad everything. Like Juice WRLD, it was all a mess. Final and the best documentary. Look, XXX Tentacion, look at it. It's the most recent but best outlooked documentary. I'll explain. From 2018, a couple of days ago, it's 21st, right? June 21st. June 18, 2018, he was killed. XXXTentacion, they said something about his documentary from the first moment he was dead, but they didn't release it till last month. Yeah, last month. They didn't release it till last month. Paying homage to the late Prince X. His documentary was fulfilled about his mindsets, about his thoughts, about his artistry, I think it would have been better if they had like little pieces of him in the studio making his artistry, how he was processed to it. I think it would have been a phenomenal. It would have been a phenomenal, documentary. Like you seen this kid, how his demons consumed his, in rage, not in drug abuse, not in, they showed his real demons. I will say this: a lot of people don't be mad about it, but he was a woman abuser. He was a violent person, but he was changing. I think he was changing. I think he would have been. All his team was seeing on him. Young Cunningham. He was like, sometimes I would have looked at X, and he was like this rage person. Or sometimes, the last month or months when he put that blue hair on, he was like, he would have changed of attitude. And yes, he could have changed of attitude because he was going for life in prison. Who could have known? Who could have said? But I think the way that he he jumped from that demonic, white hair, no eyebrows, like, demons are talking to me, the demons are saying, demons are this, oh, y'all demons, y'all sons of Satan, like that, too. I hope y'all find some peace, y'all find your way in this life. That change, like, that boom, like, that rush change was so well seen in the document. It was real penetrating. It was something that my God. With Juice WRLD's documentary, I did cry because like my artist, I would have not wanted to hear about the whole process of how he died. But in X documentary, I did cry because it was like, you're going to the better good, and that's when life decides to just fucking. When he's doing the better good, he wanted to die. He wanted to die because he wanted to get life in prison. He wanted to escape, disappear, or die. But who? I don't know. Who would have known? Who would have thought that this XXXTentacion would have been a better good for the future, for a better teenage? The school shootings will not change. That is a real, But he had a great message to all of us, all of this madness, all of this, this courage. There's 3 people that is dead. There's 3 people that is dead. 3 great teenagers that is dead, and it's a shame. It's a real shame. It's a real frustrating for me to even say this, but I think it would have been better with them alive. Our mindsets are a little bit of clarity on the teenage world. But yeah, the documentary is real. This documentary is well prepared, well constructed into the baby, the young life, like what his name is God said, how he talked, how he moved, how they put close people, members only. It went well. It went well. I still think his mom doesn't know how to manage his career, but his music career, because I think Young Cunningham should have managed XXXTentacion music career. He's the only one that has been in the studio with him. That's why I wish they had like little clips of them, talking, like, little clips, like, camera wise, like, we in the studio right here, and this is the artistry, not just voice memos. I wish that could have been done. But yeah, I think this is the best documentary we have. Just, I don't know, it's because the years in the making, or is that he was so changeful and so impactful. His life needed to be, put out in the light and say, this is XXXTentacion. This is who he was and who he is and who he was gonna become. So yeah, hope y'all enjoyed. Hope you'll like it. If you have a different rating, why? Let it go in the comments. I don't know. Today I'm a little bit frisky with my English. I'm Puerto Rican, but I'm trying to get better in this English shit. I'm trying to get back to where I was when I was in school. I don't know if you think there was a great if you think this is the same rating you have, well, let it know in the comments. If you think it should have been different, why? Let in the comments too. Thanks for seeing, thanks for watching. Still be safe, still take care, and I don't know, hope your dreams come true. Like this 3 kids that had a vision. They portrayed to the world. They worked hard. They sweat, and it became reality. Hope y'all stay safe. Love y'all.